What are you waiting for?
Come join the Geek Drums Nation. What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I am joined by my good friend Taj, channel name Taj Reacts. Make sure you go hit the channel, hit his channel name in the description. I'm linking it in the description. Today, well, before we get to that, if you are new here or if you're returning, make sure you have the alerts turned on. If you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe and become a channel member today. You can do what it says on the bottom of the video. But today, this is an unusual video for me because everybody knows that I am a advocate for, Teen Wolf. That was my show from 2011 on up. That was my show. And when the movie came out, was it at the beginning of last year? 2023? Yeah, I think it was at the beginning of last year. I was hyped. I was super excited for it, couldn't nobody tell me nothing bad about it. Of course, I had my gripes with the film, but upon further, investigation and, me just changing as a person on how I view films and, things I like to see in entertainment on the TV side and whatnot. Yes, it's bad. I never thought I'd get to this point. It's partially because I hate Paramount and what they've done with the Teen Wolf IP. They've made Jeff Davis hate it as well because I don't know. They killed the show. They killed the show. They sucked the life out of it. And I can't believe I'm to this point. Trust me, I was super excited when the movie came out. I was making TikTok after TikTok. I was getting views on TikTok just for Teen Wolf movie videos. I was so excited. But certain decisions in the film just didn't cut it for me. As far as I'm concerned, the show ended with Teen Wolf 6A because I hated 6B. I hated 6B so much. You took the transformations out of Teen. That's just lazy. I don't know if the cast didn't want to sit in the makeup chairs anymore. Couldn't be that. It couldn't be that because they sat in the makeup chairs for the movie. I think it was just lazy on the account of MTV wanted to hurry up and get the show done as fast as possible because if I remember correctly, season 6 was like in development hell regardless because of like the stuff going on with Dylan O'Brien. And then the second half of the season took forever to come out and they rushed it. They were putting out like 2 episodes at a time and they released them on Sundays. So as far as I'm concerned, MTV, Paramount, whoever has that IP, they killed it. And I don't even have words for how bad it's gotten. And like thinking about it over the past few months, really, going on Paramount Plus, trying to see, they took the show off Paramount Plus. Don't get me started on what they did with Wolfpack, like canceling that unceremoniously and blaming it on the strike. You guys had no plans to bring that show back and you led Jeff Davis on, but that's a conversation for another time. The only thing that's on Paramount Plus that's Teen Wolf related is the movie. I don't know how long that's going to be on there, but guys, I tried to watch it and I couldn't make it past the first few minutes just thinking about it. I watched it like 15 times when it first dropped, and each time my excitement level just dropped little by little, and now it's like at 0. And Tosh tried to tell me, he tried to tell me when it first came out, like it was trash. Like I didn't want to believe it. Other creators said the same thing. It's trash. I'm sorry for any Teen Wolf fans out there. I'm sorry for anybody that actually did like the film. But the way I view films, I can't be a proper critic. I can't give you a proper, I can't give you my proper view if I'm just glazing the film. And I can't do that. It's when I know it's trash. But I'll let Taj, give his 2 cents on it because like he told me from the beginning.
Yeah, I had no hopes for it. As soon as all the information came out, I had no hopes for it. I was like, oh, this is about to be bad. Like, from Dylan not coming back,
yep.
I was like, okay. Then they was like, they doing it to Gitsune. So I was like, okay, so you're not going to have Dylan back for that? All right, so Arden better be back for this. If she was in talks to come back, then they did her dirty. So I was like, okay.
Yep.
So what are you doing with the villain then? None of these characters outside of Scott and Lydia have any connection to this villain. Well, the adults do and Derek, but all the new people don't. Like, what the hell Malia got against the against an or Parrish or Liam or his girlfriend that's supposed to be a knockoff Kira? Like, what do they got to do with this? Like, nothing. And the fact that they ain't had scripts to the last 2 weeks of filming.
Yeah, that was I didn't want to believe that. I did not want to believe that at all. But
also to clarify some things, Jeff Davis, he wanted to finish the show with season 5. MTV wanted him to do the season 6 thing. That's why season 6 was what it was, because he had to kind of like rush it together. And that's probably why I was late. I do think 6A was a good ending. I don't hate 6B. It just felt like a side quest. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. And like with 6B, it's just like, oh, Kira's gone. So let's put Scott with the one person he hasn't been with. Then you got him with Malia. Then in the movie, you try to clear that all up, but it's like, okay, now Malia's all of a sudden with Parrish.
Which is disgusting.
It's weird. All they were there for was to have sex, like literally. You bring back Colton Haynes. What's his character? Jackson. You bring back Jackson for what? For real.
He was comic relief.
Comic relief that we didn't need it. If Jackson's coming back, can we at least see him in his werewolf form? No. Like that pissed me off. Couldn't see Jackson fully transformed at all. Them not knowing that Argent was possessed by the Nogitsune and Scott's this all-powerful true alpha and couldn't sense that is crazy to me. The nerfing in this movie is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. They nerfed Scott throughout the entire show.
Well, yeah, because 1 minute he'd be strong as hell, then the other
Cuz chest couldn't heal properly in season 5.
Well, that was different because he had him inhaling the stuff too.
But you couldn't tell that wasn't that was Mountain.
Well, I don't know. I like how they played that out with
I like how they played it out, but it was still dumb that you can't tell that that it's hurting you.
Well, I don't think they would know what it tastes like. Because it's usually just like when it's been used on them, it's been like a border or something.
It's never been
smell it. Well, I don't know. Like you don't know if it has a smell.
Yes, you do. Peter smelled it before. You can smell it.
I don't remember. But then again, Peter been around for a while. That makes sense.
True. But I would think, just like for example, on Vampire Diaries, they know what vervain tastes like. They know what vervain smelled like. If it's one thing that can weaken you, of course, they know what it feels like. They smacked into it a whole bunch of times. You're gonna be able to tell if it's doing something on the inside of you.
Because season 2, Damon drunk it at the little picnic when Caroline mom put it in the drink and he smelled it. He just drunk it.
True, but I just
that's
feel
what I'm saying. It was probably mixed with his medicine stuff.
He still, but you will still feel it like.
Oh well, you know.
I still feel like you're inhaling that, so you would feel it.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's just.
But I mean, I like the way they played it. But they, like I said, they nerfed Scott. They nerfed the hell out of Scott a lot. And in this movie, he got played.
He wasn't even the wolf. I don't know what he was.
He got played a lot. Him cutting his hair and just, first of all, the haircut for Scott did not work for me. Why would you cut your hair and you knew you're about to film this movie, bro?
Yeah.
Buzz cut Scott did not work. Liam was pointless side character.
This movie wasn't for Teen Wolf fans.
It wasn't.
I talked to my sister because my sister watched
Teen Wolf. It was to get some easy money.
Because my sister watched Teen Wolf, and I remember the movie came out. I had watched it. It took me twice to get through it. Me and her tried to watch it together. We got 30 minutes in and turned it off. Like, she didn't even watch the rest. She watched like somebody reactions or something. But I was talking to her the other day because I told her I was doing this video. And I was just like, the movie wasn't for Teen Wolf fans. If you like anything else in Teen Wolf outside of Scott and Allison's relationship, this movie wasn't for you. You want to see Scott with his pack? You don't get that. Scott and Liam moments? You don't get that. The Scott and Derek moments? You don't get that. The Hell family is at the strongest it's been since the fire. They got like 5 family members alive right now. Won't get none of them together. It seemed like Scott ain't seen Eli since he was born. In what world would Scott not go see Derek's son? Or Malia? Why is Malia not around him? It seemed like she barely knew him too. Or Peter. What happened to Arjun and Melissa? They just broke up off screen too, just so they could put Allison and Scott together. And she's 16.
No, that's fact.
Jeff Davis didn't think that. Like they undid all of Scott's development, and I talked about it in my teen drama video I just put up today. Like, well, y'all will see this on Wednesday. I put it up Tuesday, but I said that it's hard for me to go back and watch the show now because they undid all the development, especially Scott's development. They killed this development with this movie. This man fell in love after Allison left, and the whole part of being your own anchor, none of that matters now because they undid all of it. Allison's sacrifice means nothing now.
Yep.
Like
no, that's very, very true. That's very, very true.
He could have came up with something creative. Like if you knew you couldn't get the actors back with this storyline, do like necromancy or something. Like what if Allison's body would have been possessed by the Nagitsune instead of this, and then they get like a final, they know that she can't live past this point, so after they defeat the Nagitsune, like she actually die and they actually get to say goodbye to her. That would have been better instead of what the fuck they did. Like it's so weird. Now Scott got to raise 2 teenagers.
First of all, it's dumb that Derek, you taught Eli all about your family.
No, don't get me started on Derek. Oh my god,
Peter's around him, but Eli is basically scared to be what he is. I understand if he was bitten because Scott was scared. I can understand if you're bitten, but you're born into this, bro. Like, oh, cool. Coyote got into a house. Eli was scared. He was a baby. It's no way he's going to go from a baby to 16, 17 years old, still scared to embrace who he is. But when Scott shows up and does the magic roar, oh, let me trigger my healing because I have no choice. And now, oh, I'm cool. I'm okay. I'm gonna fully shift.
Well, no, because didn't he save him from Allison or something like that?
Yeah, he saved him from
Allison.
He was
like, you need to heal. He was just like, I can't. And then he roared and then he did it. But we know that alphas have that power though.
Yeah,
so
we know alphas have that power. But do alphas have the power to just make you okay with being a werewolf?
Oh no, but I think at that point he didn't have a choice. He was going to die unless he embraced this real quick. Like dip out, bro.
That's true. But it just seemed like when I was rewatching it, it just seemed like that was rushed. With Liam, we had an entire season to build up to that.
Yeah.
With Liam, we had an entire season for him to get comfortable with what he was becoming. Same thing with Scott. Same thing with, well, not really with Isaac. Isaac was gung-ho about it. Isaac was ready. But it just seems like
well, we saw Isaac and them stuff. We saw their stuff like kind of off screen though. They kind of just showed up, and at that point, there's too many characters. Like I get it why they did it, but
but it's just like when you're introducing a new character like Eli, and you're not giving us, we don't know who his mom is. We don't know when he was born.
You think it's Kate?
No,
I think it might be Kate.
I highly doubt it. If it was Kate, Argent would have known.
It can't be Brayden.
I think it's just some random. I think it's just some random chick, which still is dumb. Why?
What if it's Jennifer?
Why drop the ball? Oh God, I hope not. Ew. How would she have been born? She died.
Well, technically she was alive. I don't know. I'm just bringing up any day.
Like that's the problem. You're leaving us guessing. You're not going to tell us who Eli's mom is. Like it's weird.
I think that's something we would have found out if they
Does
would have
Cora know
continued.
about her? Does Cora know about her nephew?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
you don't bring that up at all.
They
Malia
didn't even
knows
bring
that.
her for the movie.
Malia knows that he has problems with shifting, but apparently you don't stay in town enough.
Right. It's whack. Derek and Eli's storyline was the best thing about this movie.
Yep. The
And
fact
even
that
then, they killed him off so insensitively. Like,
yeah,
you literally did what you did to Derek at the beginning. I get the storyline why it happened to Derek, but they rebuilt their family, and you're gonna kill him the same way his family died. That's so insensitive. Like, no,
like
no,
that's crazy.
To orphan him and leave him with Scott, not your actual uncle, not your little what is?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't leave him with Peter either. Peter,
I would, or send him to Cora.
What did Peter's script say? Get up here and
Sniff
just
and crawl on the ground.
Act so out of character.
Yeah, there was no need for Peter in this movie.
That was not Peter to me. That was not Peter. That was not Peter at all.
Literally, this movie, you didn't need. First of all, we didn't even get Liam and Mason saying what's up. What the hell happened to Mason?
Bro,
we know that they got took to the place.
They're sitting there. They're sitting there like this, backs turned to each other the whole time.
Nothing, bro. Nothing at all. It was nothing.
No words. All of a sudden, Mason is a deputy now. Why? Why did you choose that line?
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, but the fact that he stayed in Beacon Hills, that's because everything he'd been through, especially with the Chimera, was like a part of him. He should have I'm out after I graduate. Like, I can't deal with this. I'm out. But
that Mason was not Mason. I get he got older, but that was not Mason. That's not the Mason I was used to, bro. What happened with Corey? You don't say nothing. Everybody broke up.
Oh, his boyfriend. I forgot who that was for a minute.
Everybody broke up. I guess that was not Mason. Hellhound Parish wearing the rubber fake feet that they did not touch up in post at all. Where did the money go? Oh, the money went to make that horrible-looking Nagitsune werewolf, which also doesn't make sense.
That money went to Crystal Reed pockets.
Jeff
and
Davis
Tyler Hoechlin
said we got to fly you from Vancouver like every other day.
Right, like that's where the money went. Like, this movie was just bad.
Yeah, the Nagitsune at the. First of all,
how the hell did it transform to a wolf? It can't be both.
You can't be both. Stupid, like, Jeff, did you forget your own rules that you said?
So stupid.
First of all, it was hairless too. That was disgusting.
Yeah, like the hairless cat.
So I'm like, okay, so Scott birthed another werewolf, but the body was gone. So that still shouldn't be the body he came back. Yeah. Don't get me started on how they announced the Kitsune at the beginning. Why did you announce this guy's casting if you were killing him off in the first 2 minutes of the movie?
Yeah.
Like, they announced this casting. I'm like, oh, he's gonna.
They did, because he was supposed to be like a new deputy and stuff.
Yeah, a new deputy with a secret past. He was supposed to be like a new kid. Him and Liam's girlfriend.
I forgot her name.
Who we didn't really piece together was Liam's girlfriend until like halfway through.
No, I figured it out from the beginning. It's just the way they was looking at each other.
Speaking of which, Liam, Scott must not be your alpha anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Y'all acting like y'all just had to fight in the library.
It was stupid.
I did. Liam fully wolfed out with the beard and the stubble. That worked. Like, Liam is one of my favorite. Liam is one of my favorite characters.
He's one of mine too.
Like Liam. As soon as Liam was introduced, I'm like, yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. I loved seeing his growth. Him taking on the Hellhound in season 6, like,
he was fucking him up
with and then plus with the long hair, like the struggle he was having with his anger. I guess he got control of those anger issues after all.
I mean, it's been what, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah, so like him controlling that, but the final fight. The final fight. It's just Scott, Eli, and Derek. Don't get me started on how dumb it looked at. Derek and Scott are running. Eli is. I said, are you Frankensteining right now?
And the fact that all of them could have let go of the thing and Derek could have not died.
Exactly.
Like, it's dumb.
And Paris did not. Paris. Oh God, Paris.
What was he in the movie for?
That's all you're good for is to burn up shit. Like
that's all you're in the movie. Mason shouldn't have been in the movie. Like, get the key players, and then this movie was botched from the jump. The Kitsune thing, they probably dropped it because they lost Arden, and that was gonna be a big plot point. I was like, you dummy.
That's the other thing. Like, when you're having trouble getting your cast members back like this, like, just scrap it, bro. Like that, just scrap it.
And y'all already did her dirty with season 6. Like, she was supposed to be back for that, and then y'all just wrote her off.
I don't blame her for not coming back, especially after what
I don't either.
Like, y'all did her super bogus.
And just for her to do what in this movie? To watch Scott make lovey eyes at Allison? Like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather my girl just stay with the Skinwalkers.
You mean to tell me that Derek Hale, the Derek Hale that we watched, run into a house, like a living room full of hunters, run outside to all those AR-15s, assault rifles, and bows and arrows? The Derek we seen get stabbed in the back by Peter and tossed aside. But when he's trying to protect Eli from Allison with a crossbow and his neck gets cut, he's just on the ground. But we saw this man get tossed with like a huge paw in his back. He gets tossed, but he's on the ground. He's on the ground crawling. And don't get me started. Why would you show that at Comic-Con? That let everybody know something bad was going to happen to him in this movie. I was sitting there like, something's going to happen.
Because that was the best fight scene in the movie. They had to show something at Comic-Con. They showed the best fight scene. It was the best fight scene. Yeah. It looked good. It was nicely choreographed.
All of a sudden, and don't get me started on Eli's just in control. Just in control of his werewolf side. I would have loved to have seen a scene of Eli going nuts just for a few minutes on his first transformation. But Eli has to be the most powerful werewolf. His first time fully shifting. Because they said whenever he sees it, he passes out. His first time fully shifting. And he's just, sup.
Yeah.
Let's fight.
Because everybody else struggled with their abilities. Like, even people who weren't werewolves. Like, Lydia struggled with her stuff. Kira struggled with hers. Like,
it's
this movie was just bad.
Like if I had to rescore this movie, I would give it like 1 out of 10.
It's a 1 out of 10 for me, and the only reason why I got the 1 is because of the dark storyline. But then they botched it at the end. So
1 out of 10. Why? I like Eli.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give it a 0.5.
I might have to drop out. I like Eli. I like what they're doing. It was good to see everybody else again. Does not make sense. The entire world knows about supernatural creatures, but at the beginning of the movie, you don't know why they're calling Scott the Wolf.
Well, no, they called him the Alpha.
The Alpha? You don't know why they're calling him that? What are they calling that? Oh. But the entire world found out about everybody.
What happened to the one lady who escaped that was working with Gerard at the end of season 6? Like, what happened to that whole story?
Marmon wrote. No, I think at the end of season 6 they said we like they just kept taking out like all her men, all her followers. Like that's what I heard.
She was still out there.
Don't get me started on her, bro. Like,
I didn't want to see her back, but if you were going to do a storyline, you should have just continued something that was already in the show. Yeah, and that would have made more sense because him and Argent was going around like saving other supernatural kids. Like, that would have been an interesting story. And then maybe you can't do it on your own and you go get the pack and whatever, and then they help you. But like
Argent with the Kitsune. trying to solve the riddle.
It was so bad.
That was so cringy.
And when is the Nagitsune ever been that obvious too? Like, what the? That movie makes me sad. And
First
I was
of all,
gonna rewatch
the new Nagitsune make, bro. That looked terrible. I'm sorry.
It did, but I was gonna rewatch the show, but I can't rewatch the show now because the movie ruined it for me. And it's on Amazon Prime, by the way.
Yeah, I can still see it. It's on Disney Plus if you got the Hulu bundle too.
Yeah, I do, but I don't feel like watching on Hulu. It's too many ads. I ain't feel like paying the extra thing to get the ad free shit.
I don't got ad free nothing on no streaming service no more.
I'm only
paying $1 for Peacock.
I got Peacock free because of my cable thing. But wait, is it on Peacock?
Nope.
Oh, okay, well, never mind then. But yeah, like I ain't paid for the ad thing for my Amazon Prime thing.
Me either. I stopped paying for ad free, but I'm just annoyed because we could have had something great. Could have had something.
Even if it wasn't great, it could have been at least good to like dip everybody's toes back in and see if y'all want to do this or not. Cool. But it's clear like the whole cast is unemployed except Tyler Hoechlin. So they all.
I mean, Tyler Posey is on like some reality show now, so
that show ain't going on no more. He ain't on it.
Oh,
I looked on his profile because he was at like some little con thing with Crystal Reed or whatever. Like outside of Tyler Hoechlin, Arden, and Dylan, nobody else is like getting anything. I get why they all came back, but at the same time,
I mean, Shelly Henning was just on. Well, she was on a Netflix show that got canceled.
I actually like that show. What's his name that played Nate?
Yeah,
that show was hilarious.
I watched it. Yeah, that was funny.
That show was hilarious. That show was hilarious.
It was so dumb.
I'm mad it got canceled.
Yeah, but I checked it out. Like I liked it. I'm like, Netflix cancels everything though, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like seriously though, like I would have to say, like realizing that the Teen Wolf movie was a failure. It started off like even going back to in the pandemic before that, when they did the cast reunion on MTV, when they did that reunion, the virtual reunion, and they started bringing up hype, and then when they finally announced it. And then announced Wolfpack on top of that. The hype was here, bro. Like I was ready. They dropped the ball, and I'm sorry. And then even for my guy that runs like the Teen Wolf Wiki, hearing how they did Paul, like he went to the set. He was, doing his vlog stuff. He wasn't posting anything spoilery. Then all of a sudden, he gets told he's banned from set, like out of nowhere. Like hearing how they did him, that's when I started getting a bad taste in my mouth. But I'm like, oh, you know what? Different people, Paramount, he may not be cool with them like that. This is not MTV. This is not the same, production company that it used to be.
Yeah.
Then hearing how they just did Jeff Davis and how Jeff Davis told Paul, like, if I never have to hear or see the words growl, grunt, snarl again, I'll be a happy man. Like he was tired of the back and forth. He thought he was going to strike gold with Wolfpack. And honestly, Wolfpack was so good. I was so ready to see Sarah Michelle Gellar fully wolfed out this in season 2. And the fact that they were about to start shooting and Paramount literally just snatched the rug from under them. I'm sad to see this IP go.
They should have went to Amazon.
Yeah. But Viacom and all of them, they didn't want to let him. They didn't want to let him go.
Yeah, because of Paramount. That's so stupid.
Yeah, they didn't want to let it go.
But also, I don't think he wanted to do the Teen Wolf movie anyway either, because he did Wolfpack and Teen Wolf back to back. You could tell one he had passion for and effort, and the other he didn't. So you could kind of tell he didn't want to do Teen Wolf, so he half-assed it. Like I think it's a combination of both Paramount and him.
Yeah,
I don't think it's just one or the other.
It sucks, but guys, we're gonna wrap it up. As you can see, we're on the same page. I'm not afraid to admit it. 0.5 out of 10 for me. Will I ever rewatch it? No. Maybe later on down the line. I don't know. I can't bring myself to
that movie.
I can't bring myself. I tried. Went to it. When you have no drive, you're not excited to see it. That's how I feel about it, guys. But if you are fans of Teen Wolf, hit that comment section. Let us know what you thought about the film, what you thought about the series, how you're feeling about the franchise as a whole. And yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to think. But like I said before, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Do the same thing for my friend Taj here. We will be back next week with with our regular Party Nation. We just had to take a break this week. I had a long work day today. Holiday stuff. Labor Day. Although I don't think that's a real holiday.
I don't know. It is, I guess. I don't know.
I don't see why. But yeah. But we will catch you guys next time. Teen Wolf, the movie sucks. Oh my God.